Hey everybody, ignore Mr. Jingles back there. He's looking at all these coins and I just told him that was fine. Just do your thing while I make my video. So I wanted to talk to you guys about follow-up because it's really the most important part of our business. We don't even have a business if we aren't helping people get the results that, you know, we're telling them that they can have. And so for some, it comes super quick and super easy. And for others, it just takes a little bit of time, which is why we have our 60-day trial period, right? Such a blessing to have that. And anytime that you are talking to potential people who are interested, any friends, you need to make sure and tell them you get to try these products for 60 days. We have a 60-day trial period so that you can give the products a chance to work because they're not a quick fix. We're not slapping a Band-Aid. We're not, you know, giving you some crazy tea. We're not putting some crazy wrap on your body to dehydrate you. These products are going to get you healing and long-lasting results. And so follow up, that intention of the 60 days is huge, but then follow-up is key to a sturdy foundation of your business. And it sets the expectation when you say, you know, try it for 60 days. I'm going to coach you through that. And it doesn't have to be overwhelming. We don't have to bug people. It's pretty low key. So what I would like you to do after you sign somebody up is get your calendar out. And I want you to, from the day they sign up, count 4 or 5 days, probably 4 days, just to be safe. And write, you know, check in with Candace. And then I want you to go on the next week, 4 or 5 days later, check in with Candace. The next week, 4 or 5 days later, check in with Candace. So that you're checking in with your new ambassador or your new customer every single week for the first month. Our goal, like I said, is to get people results. You want at least 2 wins from them in that month. And I'm going to tell you how to what questions you can ask. And you want to ask, you know, questions that don't have expectations. Like what I used to find myself doing all the time was, okay, how are you feeling? You know, that's a question you would think to ask somebody. But at the same time, they're like, if they're not feeling anything yet, that's kind of like, whoa, am I supposed to be feeling something? Okay, these products don't work, right? So what I usually do is after signing somebody, actually, take it back for a second. Before, or maybe right when they sign, sometime around the first time that we're talking and they're interested in signing up or ordering, I find out how much water that they drink regularly. It's actually a lot lower than I had realized. That most people drink about 1 to 2 bottles of water a day. And so before their products even come in, I like to start the process of increasing water. So if they tell me they drink 1 to 2 bottles of water a day, I say, I want you to shoot for 3 to 4, just to get the body flowing. And that already tells me if they only drink 1 to 2 bottles of water a day, there's a slight chance that they might have detox. So I like to start the process of just flushing their system right away. So after they get their products in, about 4 days after they sign up, typically, sometimes it's longer due to COVID and things like that. Around the world, different states are having different shipping, you know, time frames, but about 4 days in, I'll reach out to them and I'll say, hey, just wanted to check in and see if you got your products yet. And I will say that whenever before their products even are ordered, or right after they're ordered, I will tell them, hey, make sure you let me know when they come in so I can kind of give you the process on how to take everything. And I would probably say like 25% of the time people actually message me, but it's good for you to check in because a lot of times they just get too excited and they just want to start, and then it's just not as good as if you're gonna guide them through, especially if they're on the triplex. So check in with them, say, hey, have you got your products yet? If they say yes, say, I'm so excited. coach them through, you know, how you like would get them started. I always use our get started guides. They're on our team page. And then that's super easy to send them and for them to follow. And then I say, okay, I want you to drink 5 or 6 bottles of water a day because we're going to start healing your body. And it's okay if you don't reach that, but I want you to really try, you know, so that they don't feel like overwhelmed by all of it. So the first week, whenever they have their products, I ask them, you know, what did you think of the taste of the pink drink? I don't ever say, how are you feeling? Or leave a question that could have an expectation or a negative answer or anything like that. I say, how do you like the taste of your pink drink? And I would say almost never do I get a bad answer. But if I do get someone who's like, it's okay, and I'm like, you should drink it on ice. That's my favorite way to drink it. Or give them some little fun tip like that to change it up so they really love it. I really do love mine on ice. I don't ever drink it not on ice. It just doesn't taste as good room temperature to me. So you're going to send them the Get Started guide, ask them about the flavor of their pink drink, and then this one's kind of funny, and I always say, hey, sorry if this is TMI, but how many times a day would you say that you use the restroom? I am not someone who says, you know, how much are you pooping? But I know a lot of people who do, and if that's your personality, go for it, sister. But I say, how many times a day do you use the restroom? I just need to know to keep track, make sure we don't need to adjust anything. And, you know, I kind of go over with them, like, your body can hold on to 20 extra pounds of waste, and that's a huge, like, toxin that's just in your body, and it's not helping you. So it's good for me to know that, and if you'll know if they struggle with constipation or if they struggle with going way too much, and then you can kind of help them out in that area. But for the most part, I'd say like 98% of the time people are not using the restroom enough. It's pretty crazy, actually. So what is their elimination pattern and, you know, their water? So you can also send them videos at this time if people are interested, because some personalities do want to see videos, and then it's an easy tool for them to share as well. And then, you know, the next week comes around, it's about 4 or 5 days later, and I say, are you getting into a good rhythm with taking your products? Do you feel like you're taking them consistently every single day? I kind of find out if the Get Started guide's kind of like, I would say most of the products are, you know, in the morning, midday, and in the evening, and some people just cannot stay consistent with that. So I will take it upon myself to adjust to their lifestyle. So I even tell them that, like, hey, if you feel like you're able to be consistent, I figure out why. And then I help them through that process. Same thing with their water. If they feel like they can't drink that much, I try and give them tips on how to be able to drink more. What else do I ask them? How's your water intake? Are you using the restroom more often? How often? Just, I mean, it's pretty simple questions. It doesn't have to be anything too intense, and you can kind of write them up and just copy and paste them into different chats so that you make sure that you get all the right questions asked. And that's it for week 2. And then week 3, sometimes in between week 2 and week 3, depending on the conversations that have been had, I may have, like, on my calendar pencil in another day to check in if they're having a harder time, but typically just once a week is pretty good as long as they're drinking their water and following the guide. It's pretty good. Okay, so on the 3rd week, I'll ask them a couple different questions. I'll say, have you seen an increase or a decrease in your sugar cravings? And if they say that they've seen an increase, then I'll adjust their products accordingly. Typically that's going to be with ProBio 5, or maybe if they don't have the triplex, then maybe just 2 Slims a day. If they haven't experienced any headaches and they're pretty good at drinking water, I'll suggest 2 pink drinks a day. But if they have the triplex, then I will suggest upping their ProBio. And then I let them know that, like, like, please don't hesitate to reach out to me if you're having, you know, any cravings or you have any detox symptoms whatsoever, because I can help you in that area. And I let them know that that's a good sign, even if it doesn't seem like it's good. It's a good sign that your body is healing and that your body needs healing. So I just like to really keep that open door policy, you know, the open door communication, and let them know I'm here for them. Please, please, please reach out to me. And all of my signups are pretty good about it. So, and then by week 4, it's pretty simple. If they're having the good results, I just say, you know, I'm so excited that you're having good results. Please keep me updated throughout the month. Next month, you're still within your 60-day trial period. Usually by this time, their products are about to ship or they have shipped, and for the next month. And I'll just use this week to kind of coach and troubleshoot any problems that they have. And I always just continue to ask them, have you been consistent? Just really holding them accountable to their actions. And I mean, it's as simple as that. You're just kind of coaching and cheering people on and holding them accountable. And I really feel like it's super important to touch base with them once a week. Don't bug them. Don't every 2 days say, how are you feeling? Do you feel energy yet? Definitely don't ask that, because I know I've had people on our team, it took them at least 30 days to see a difference in their energy. And then like overnight, they were like, oh my gosh, I feel it now. I get it now. I had one girl, it took her 60 days, but God willing, she was sticking with me, you know? So I just want to really encourage you guys to follow up. It's so important to get those wins. And you can even just jot down little notes on your calendar, like has more energy, or whatever you need to say, just to kind of jolt your memory. But I suggest getting a big calendar. And this way you can keep track of tons of people at once. If you add 10 people in a month, you're not going to remember who signed up when to message them. So if you have it all right there in front of you on your calendar, message this person today. You sit down, you look at your calendar, these are the people I'm messaging today. You know, it's super simple, but it's really important. So make sure that you're doing it. And if you guys have any questions, reach out to me and I'll help you.